Beautiful day to crown a national champion. The 16U winner-take-all ball game featuring Epic National 07 and Buzz Gold. Hi fans, Josh Haley, glad to have you with me this morning from the softball capital of the world, Oklahoma City, OGE Energy Field here at USA Softball Hall of Fame Complex. And for this 16U division, an epic game it was last night between Epic National and Buzz Gold. A 2-1 victory for Buzz Gold to force this winner-take-all game this morning. And by way of coin flip, Buzz Gold will be the home team like they were last night. The lineup introducing to you for Epic National 07. Leading off and playing third base is Sage Bacon. The center fielder, Anna Mulaski, will bat second. Dakota Frizzell will be the extra hitter batting third. Lillian Bacon is catching and batting cleanup. The left fielder, Michaelin Freeman, will bat fifth. Second baseman, Taylor Clay, hits sixth. The pitcher will be Layla Ward. She hits seventh. Peyton Carrillo is at short and batting eighth. The first baseman, Kadrian Fields, will bat ninth. And the right fielder, Maddie Doty, will hit 10th. That's the lineup for Epic National. They are led by Gary Frizzell, assisted by Nick Mulaski, Lisa Frizzell, and Randy Fields. This team comprised mostly from players from the state of Oklahoma, and they're trying to defend their home state here today as they look to get their first win this summer against Buzz Gold in what will be the fourth meeting and the second in as many days. In the circle for Buzz Gold this morning is Brooklyn Farmer. She gets the nod. This is a very deep and talented pitching staff, and they put the ball and their trust in Brooklyn Farmer, who's not quite ready yet. She'll head to the dugout for a moment, leaves her glove in the circle. Defensively for Buzz Gold, the outfield looks like this. Harper Haas is in left, Journey Denton in center, Kinley Ball in right. Caroline Smitherman will play first base. Kylie Cambiano will play second. Lexi Rocio at short. And Maddie Kingsland down at third base. Claire Lowry is the catcher. And we are underway. Never heard anybody to go a little bit early. 8:56 your first pitch on a beautiful morning in Oklahoma City. Temperature not too hot. These teams, along with every other team that was playing yesterday, very fortunate that it wasn't a typical July Oklahoma day where the temperatures are usually up into the upper 90s, maybe reaching 100, but we were fortunate. Never really broke 90 yesterday, and it's 77 degrees this morning here in Oklahoma City. Not much wind to speak of. That was a hard grounder, and that is a fair ball. Sage Bacon, who gets pushed up to the top of the order here this morning, thanks to her production solidly all week long, and she bounces one just over the bag, and she's aboard. Bacon was hitting in the 3-hole yesterday, went 2 for 3. Nothing like making the coach's decision pay off in the early going. Anna Mulaski trying to get a bunt down. She too gets moved up in the lineup. She hit at the bottom of the order yesterday, and she was terrific. Got on base a couple of times, and it's her speed that is so dynamic that will give teams fits. Because of Bacon's ability to get on base, this is a situation that plays right to the strengths of Anna Mulaski. Handles the bat well, good barrel control. She can get that bunt down, and even in a sacrifice situation like this is, her terrific speed allows her to potentially get on base while still advancing the runner. Just foul. This Buzz Gold team, coached by Trey Holbrook, assisted by Matt Blackburn, Nick Cambiano, and Andrea Holbrook. Gotta love the uniform combination. Going throwback, old school, wearing the shorts here this morning. Taken off on that pitch. Good read in the dirt. That's why you got to be paying attention, young softballers. That's a great read out of the pitcher's hand by Sage Bacon. That was not a true steal. Scored as a wild pitch as she gets to second base and into scoring position. Count is 2-2 to Anna Mulaski. And knocks this back into left center. Green light is given. Here comes Bacon. The throw home is not in time. Epic National wasting no time getting on the scoreboard here early on.
Number 14, Dakota Frizzle.
Here's Dakota Frizzell now, the extra hitter. Starting pitcher in last night's game, went the distance, pitched really well, in fact. Not only did she pitch well, but she also drove in the only run of the game for Epic National. An RBI hit in the 7th inning. They were down 2-0. Ended up getting the tying run in scoring position with one out, and the go-ahead run on first. Before Allie Schauer in the circle for Buzz Gold was able to get out of the jam and end the ball game. And a nice job by Journey Denton to track that down. Ball headed for left center, and Denton able to reach up and make the grab. Well done. That's a huge first out, not allowing Mulaski to get down to third base in the process. A ball well hit by Frizzell, but an even better defensive play. And now we'll see our first right-handed hitter of the ball game, Lillian Bacon, the catcher in the cleanup spot. First 4 spots in the lineup are different than they were last night, and you've got to respect the confidence from this coaching staff for Epic National to make that type of change to your lineup. And it speaks volumes to the maturity of these players as well. Ground ball, nice backhanded stop at second. And there's 2 away. That's a sharp play by Kylie Cambiano. Lineup changes are not to be taken lightly. You can't just assume that you can do that and everybody's going to be okay with it and that it doesn't mess with anybody mentally. But this Epic National coaching staff has faith in their players, and clearly making that type of change right before a winner-take-all game, it has paid off here early as they've got to run across here in the top of the first. Mikey Freeman pops this up, and the play made at third by Kingsland, and the side retired. 1 run on 2 hits, though, in the top of the first. Now it's Buzz Gold's turn. We'll tell you about their lineup in just a moment as we head for the bottom of the first inning. Buzz Gold coming to bat here in the bottom of the first inning in the lineup for this team who's trying to fend off elimination for the 5th time. Journey Denton, the center fielder, leads off. Kinley Ball, the right fielder, will bat second. Lexi Rosillo, the shortstop, hits third. First baseman Caroline Smitherland will bat cleanup. Claire Lowry, the catcher, will bat fifth, followed by the second baseman Kylie Cambiano. Top 6 in the lineup to face Layla Ward in the circle as she blows the first pitch past Denton. Batting 7th and playing third base is Maddie Kingsland. The DP is Ray Vanzi hitting 8th. As this hit is short, and no problems for Carrillo. Denton retired. Harper Haas, the left fielder, bats 9th. Brooklyn Farmer, the pitcher, will be in the batting lineup and hit 10th. Kinley Ball at the plate and lines this into left. That ball was smoked.
Shortstop, number 33.
Brings up Lexi Rosillo. Defensively for Epic National, Katie Fields plays first, Taylor Clay at second, Peyton Carrillo at short, and Sage Bacon down at third. Lillian Bacon behind the plate. No relation between the two players with the last name Bacon, by the way. Mikey Freeman, the left fielder, will fetch that foul ball. Anna Molaski's in center, and Maddie Doty in right. Backing up Layla Ward, who joined this team mid-season. Hails from Maumelle, Arkansas. One of the few players not from the state of Oklahoma for this Epic National squad. Ball hit to straightaway center. Under it is Molaski, makes the catch. Rosillo retired for out number 2 here in the bottom of the first, with Kinley Ball still standing on first base.
First base.
Cleanup hitter Caroline Smitherman. Layla Ward got a good rise ball, screwball, good off-speed pitching. Good at inducing fly balls, letting her defense take care of the rest like we saw in that last play. Ward was in the circle yesterday in the winner's bracket final to advance them to the championship, and gets the strikeout here to end the inning. One left on for Buzz Gold in the bottom of the first, and 3-1, Epic National in front, 1-0. 1-0 lead for Epic National 07 as we enter the second inning. Taylor Clay will lead things off. Takes ball one. Brooklyn Farmer checks the wristband and deals outside. Taylor Clay at the plate, and like her teammates, very solid defensive effort yesterday. In a game of this magnitude, and really this entire tournament, when you're playing on this stage, as a coach, you just hope that your team plays clean softball. Don't do anything to help the opponent out with mistakes or errors, and both of these teams played very clean yesterday. 2-1 ball game. And a nice play defensively. Case in point, Kylie Cambiano. That is terrific footwork. Good first step on that ball towards second base, and that has so much to do with the balance, where you set your feet on that type of play so that you can get enough muscle behind that throw, and she keeps it on line as well. First pitch, Layla Ward knocks it through the right side and has to really hustle, but safe at first. Pitcher helping out her own cause. Caden Sutton will courtesy run for the pitcher, Layla Ward. Sutton has got terrific speed. As Peyton Carrillo stands in. Caden Sutton was a member of this team last year. She's battled through adversity of an ACL injury, but she is a track star and really kind of turned her focus to that sport, but rejoined this Epic National team. Coach Gary Frizzell saying she is a tremendous weapon to have with her wheels. This is her first weekend with the team this entire summer. Knocked through the 5-6 hole. Back-to-back hits from Ward and now Carrillo. Kadrian Fields batting in the 9 spot. And knocks that through. Everybody advances a base. 3 straight hits now. Five hits for the ball game. Brings up Maddie Doty now. Bases loaded, 1 out First batter of the inning was retired. It is vital for Buzz Gold to get that second out right here before getting back to the top of the lineup. Maddie Doty is kind of like being at the top of the lineup, though. She hit leadoff last night. Takes ball one. Brooklyn Farmer's been in pretty good control of her stuff. No walks through the first 9 batters faced. Counted a fan at that pitch, 1-1. Lifted up down the line. Harper Haas running on, makes the catch. That's a great recovery by Brooklyn Farmer after giving up 3 straight hits. She is not appearing to be rattled whatsoever. Now Sage Bacon, top of the lineup, a hit to start the ball game. Bacon 2 for 3 in last night's contest between these two. She went 2 for 3 in the winner's bracket final yesterday. The win over Texas Sudden Impact as well. Part of a terrific Choctaw High School team. And grounded, that kind of died on the hop and got under the glove, and 2-run score. Sutton and Carrillo come home to make it a 3-0 lead for Epic National. Kingsland at third base, and it seemed like that hop she was waiting on just never came and kind of died right underneath the glove. Molaski trying to get a bunt down. Molaski responsible for driving in the first run. RBI single. Molaski lifts this down the line, running over, reaching out, making the catch, Harper Haas. Smooth as silk, patrolling left field, makes the catch to retire the side, but a couple of unearned runs come across to score, and Epic National, after 1.5, leads this ball game. Winner take all, 3-0. Claire Lowry leads things off here in the bottom of the second and takes a first pitch strike from Layla Ward. Lowry drove in what proved to be the winning run yesterday. Fielder's choice in the fourth inning. Those 2 runs in the fourth proved to be all that Buzz Gold needed to win the ball game. They survived a late rally by Epic National in the top of the 7th. That fielder's choice that Lowry drove in the winning run on was a play that could have been 2, but she really motored up the line and forced the relay throw to be a little bit rushed. Even if it was on line, she still would have legged it out anyway, producing in the big moment. This pitcher, Layla Ward, yesterday in the winner's bracket final versus Texas Sudden Impact. Complete game win, scattered 8 hits, allowing just 2 earned runs. This gets out of play. Ward struck out 3, walked 1 in 106 pitches, 73 for strikes. Got out of a lot of tough situations. More innings than not, Texas Sudden Impact was able to get the leadoff aboard. And in a big-time ball game, she stayed calm under the pressure and relied on her defense. Coaches Gary and Lisa Frizzell telling me yesterday afternoon before the first championship game, talking about Ward's performance, as this pitch misses low and Lowry's aboard with a leadoff walk. They said she's really learned to kind of trust the defense behind her. Knows that they've got her back. It's the first walk of the ball game for either side. And we'll see a courtesy runner for the catcher, Lowry. Katie Hayes will run at first base.
Second baseman, number 31, Kylie Cambiano.
Brings up Kylie Cambiano. A little bit of thin clouds in the sky, providing some shade on the field. Buzz Gold head coach Trey Holdbrook told me yesterday afternoon, he said, we came into the day with our goal to get to the big field. Talking about right here at OGE Energy Field, home of the Women's College World Series. And in order to get to play on this big field, they had to win their first 2 elimination games yesterday, which they did, before winning their 3rd game of the day over Texas Sudden Impact, a team that Coach Holdbrook commended and said, they're so good, we always battle them really hard. So that was a hard-fought win. Popped up to the right side. Taylor Clay under it and makes the catch. Coach Holdbrook said that, kind of told the team, all right, well, our goal was to get to the big field. We're already here now in that 3rd game. We might as well stay here. And stay they did. Won that 3rd game. And in their 4th game of the day, last night, defeated this Epic National team to force the winner-take-all game here this morning. Addie Kingsland at the plate. just remarkable in so many ways. You win 4 elimination games. You have the stamina and the determination to keep battling and somehow find the energy to still be playing top-level softball despite all the hours they spent on the field yesterday. Buzz Gold won the first 2 meetings this summer against this Epic National squad. As Kingsland lifts it up to shallow center, diving in. What a play by Molaski. Gary Frizzell said yesterday she's one of the best center fielders I've ever seen anywhere, and she is not disappointing here. Great effort, robs Kingsland. And there's 2 away here in the bottom of the second. Ray Van Zee, the DP in the 8-hole. These 2 met up at the TFL Championship in Texas earlier this month. And then also here in Oklahoma City for the Top Club. Buzz Gold winning both and then winning last night. Epic National finally looking to conquer this team, and right now in front, staying with it, but not in time. Ball might have jumped a little bit on the shortstop Carrillo right before it got there. Credit to her for staying in front of it. She wore it to give herself a chance, but good hustle by Van Zee up the line.
Left fielder, number 8.
Extends the inning. Epic National capitalized on an error in the second. Buzz Gold trying to do the same as Harper Haas gets pegged with the first pitch.
Center fielder, number 00, Journey Denton.
Bases loaded with 2 outs. Journey Denton, top of the lineup. Buzz Gold batted 10 last night, but electing to just bat 9 and use the flex as this is lined towards right and it falls in. 2 runs in to score. Journey Denton capitalizing. And Buzz Gold right back in the ball game.
Right fielder, number 3, Kinley Ball.
First pitch is down to Kinley Ball. She had a hit first time up. Both teams capitalizing on errors in this second inning, plating 2 runs. The timely hit from Journey Denton, 2 RBI double. Tying run at third, Denton represents the go-ahead at second. We might only be in the second inning, but in these types of games, you just never know how things are going to turn out, and this could be a decisive factor in this game overall. We could be looking back at this moment. Lifted up high in the air to left center. Playable for Freeman. She's got it, and the side retired. Good recovery by Ward. But 2 runs on the board for Buzz Gold. We've got ourselves a ball game in this winner-take-all affair. It's a 3-2 lead for Epic National as we head to the third inning. A 3-2 lead for Epic National as we move into the third inning. Dakota Frizzell will lead it off, the heart of the order. Daughter of head coach Gary Frizzell. And his wife, assistant coach Lisa Frizzell. Flied out to center field first time up, a ball that was pretty well hit, but well tracked down by Journey Denton. Lines this back through. Not going to be denied this time. Lead off aboard for the second time. Brings up Lillian Bacon.
The catcher, number 9, Lillian Bacon.
Bacon grounded out first time up, and a scorcher through the 5-6 hole. That's the 7th hit of the ball game for Epic National. They have got the bats going here this morning. Caden Sutton will courtesy run at first base. Mikey Freeman standing in. Trying to get the bunt down. This is a classic sacrifice situation. So many left-handed bats in the lineup. 6, in fact, for Epic National. Again, trying to get that bunt down, but fouled down. Got to give credit to Buzz Gold there. Knowing what the strategy is, that certainly alters your pitch calling, but it's all reliant on the pitcher hitting the spot. Dial up a good pitch that's hard to get a bunt on. And keeping the bat on her shoulder, Freeman says, that's okay. Down 0-2. Not able to get the bunt down, I'll just swing it. Bases are loaded here to start the third inning. Taylor Clay will be the batter after this visit concludes. Buzz Gold going to talk things over. 8 hits now for the ball game. And if you're just joining us, Epic National got a run in the first to lead 1-0. Both teams scoring a pair of unearned runs in their respective second.
Second base, number 3, Taylor Clay.
Here we go, Taylor Clay with the bases loaded. Middle infield playing in. Don't want to fall behind by any more, and they'll throw home if they get the opportunity. Grounder to the right side. Here comes the throw. It's perfectly on line. That's great work. Kylie Cambiano just stayed with it. That is a play she made look very easy, but it's anything but easy. So many times in that situation, you see a player look rushed, rush the throw, and it comes offline. She just took her time and made sure it was on line. Another grounder to the right side, and it gets through. Cambiano maybe a little bit of trouble reading that with the runner. The throw will come down to third, not in time. Layla Ward coming through in the clutch. She's got her second hit of the game. Caden Sutton, who just scored a run as a courtesy runner for the catcher Lillian Bacon, she'll come back in and courtesy run for the pitcher Layla Ward for the second time in this game. Carrillo lines it back through. One in to score. Sutton held up at third. See a change in the circle. We'll give time for the new pitcher to warm up. Already 3 runs across here in the third, and Epic National leading 6-2. New pitcher is Ali Shower. Takes over for Brooklyn Farmer. Deals in a strike to Kadrian Fields. Fields had a hit her first time up. Part of 3 consecutive hits last inning. Look out. Foul ball. Did it? Or did it hit her? It did hit her. No, now the ump in the field is going to say foul ball. That's what it looked like. Given I don't have the best vantage point on that type of play, the ump in the field who makes the call, I believe, does. And that's good communication between the umpiring crew. Fields had kind of squared to bunt, and then that pitch ran up and in and jammed her. With 1 out and runners on the corners, the 0-2 pitch. Fields stays alive. Fields is a good pitcher herself. She's doing well offensively. Hit her first time up. Yesterday in the winner's bracket final, went 1 for 2 with a walk. Her parents both played college basketball. Good athletic family. And this gets away, taken off. Here comes Sutton, slides in, and all the way down to third goes Carrillo. Called strike 3. Shower gets the strikeout. Maddie Doty flied out her first time up. Talking about Katie Fields, who was just at the plate, parents being college athletes. Maddie Doty was at the plate. Her dad played college baseball just up the road at the University of Tulsa, back when they had a baseball program. Coaches Gary and Lisa Frizzell really praised Maddie Doty for how smart she is. Great softball IQ. Lays the bunt down. The backspin on that kind of hopped over the bat, it looked like. The throw down to first, she's safe, and immediately that is going to be argued by Buzz Gold coach Trey Holdbrook. Now the umpires will conference up, and we'll see if from the other vantage points if it looked like the ball hit the bat, because if it did, and obviously it's impeding the ability to try to make the play for the catcher Lowry, and they'll say no.
Third base, number 7, Sage Bacon.
A 5-run frame for Epic National. Bacon lays down the bunt, and she's safe. Second hit of the game for Bacon. Talked about it yesterday on the broadcast, how she's got the ability to lay down that bunt and terrific speed to get up the line. We've seen it now in both games, and then also on the other side of the field, though, if you try to do that to her, good luck. Can field the bunt as good as anybody at third base, and she proved it yesterday on more than one occasion. Tenth batter of the inning, Anna Molaski. Molaski looking to get the bunt down. And they get her. Good play by Claire Lowry. Wasted no time, threw that with conviction, and the side retired. But 5 runs in the third, and it's an 8-2 lead for Epic National as we head for the home half.
Epic earns 5 runs. On 7 hits, no errors. 2 left on base.
Lexi Rosillo, first pitch, a ball well hit, but in position in left field, Mikey Freeman to make the catch.
Number 10, Caroline Smitherman.
Smitherman went down swinging first time up. The only strikeout thus far for Layla Ward. Smitherman looking for a little bit of revenge here. Hard hit to right field. There's a chance here, and there will be no throw. Doty thought about it. Instead hangs on to it.
Catcher, number 25, Claire Lowry.
Claire Lowry at the plate, drew a walk first time up. Lifted up and chasing it down. Peyton Carrillo covers the ground well from short. It looked like it could be trouble off the bat, but it was no problem whatsoever for Carrillo. 2 away here in the third, and Kylie Cambiano. Popped up in the second inning, did Cambiano. Takes a first pitch strike on the inner half. And lines this down the right side. A piece of hitting from Cambiano extends the inning as Smitherman gets to second base. Brings up Maddie Kingsland. Kingsland was robbed back in the second inning. A little flare towards shallow center that Anna Molaski came charging in and laid out to make a great catch. Kingsland went 1 for 3 with an RBI yesterday in the win over Texas Sudden Impact. A game that Buzz Gold booked their trip to the championship round. They won 4 games yesterday. Lifted up down the left field line. Freeman underneath it, makes the catch, side retired. Couple of hits in the third inning, but nothing to show for it. And as we head to the fourth, Epic National has got themselves an 8-2 lead.
number 14, Dakota Frizzle.
Dakota Frizzell will lead things off here in the fourth. 1 for 2, had a hit to lead off last inning. Frizzell drove in the only run against this Buzz Gold team and current pitcher Allie Shower last night. Frizzell's parents and coaches Gary and Lisa telling me yesterday afternoon that throughout the course of the high school season, somebody donned her the nickname Clutch. And she was yesterday. Great performance in the circle, pitched very well, gave her team a chance to win. Only 1 earned run in the 6 innings pitched. And responsible for driving in the only run for her team. Allie Shower in the circle. The lefty scattered 7 hits yesterday in the complete game victory. Two strikeouts, 1 walk, pitch to contact. Was backed up well defensively. Frizzell earns the walk. Lillian Bacon, first pitch she saw last inning. Base hit into left field, and she gets hit with the first pitch here. Brings up Michael Freeman. The bunt and charging in, making the play is Kingsland. As the runners scurry back.
Second baseman, number 3, Taylor Clay.
It's a huge first out in keeping the runners at bay. Taylor Clay fouls off the first pitch. Starting pitcher Brooklyn Farmer today for Buzz Gold, and Allie Shower taking over last inning. Farmer, a huge reason of why this Buzz Gold team was able to reach the championship round yesterday in their 3rd game of the day against Texas Sudden Impact. Farmer, complete game victory. No earned runs. Struck out 5 in a pressure-packed scenario. Farmer was awesome. A 3-1 win for Buzz Gold over this Epic National team earlier this month. It was back on July 7th. It was a 2-1 win yesterday. And then the first meeting of the summer back in June, a 9-1 win for Buzz Gold. So defeated this Epic National team all 3 previous meetings this summer. But only allowing 1 run in each of those 3 victories. But Epic National may have had enough of having the bats held quiet by this Buzz Gold team, and as a result, putting 8 runs on the board so far here today as Taylor Clay goes down. Strikeout for Allie Schauer, her second of this relief appearance. Brings up Layla Ward. It's been aggressive at the first pitch. Base hits in both attempts and goes after the first pitch here as well. Fouled out of play. This Epic National team had a little bit of roster turnover early on in this summer campaign, and when all the dust settled, the roster that they had, this team really bonded together, and the driving force, the motivation for this team is fighting for each other. Squeezing the mid at first base is Smitherman, and the side retired. Good recovery by Schauer after the first 2 batters reached. Able to retire the next 3 and get out unscathed. 8-2 lead for Epic National as we head for the bottom of the 4th inning. Ray Van Zee will lead off for Buzz Gold. His team based out of Texas, led by Trey Holdbrook. Van Zee, the DP in this lineup. Lined into left. First hit of the game for Van Zee, aboard for the second time.
Left fielder, number 8, Harper Haas.
Brings up the left fielder Harper Haas, who was hit by a pitch on the first pitch he saw. First time up. Dakota Frizzell playing first base. Taylor Clay at second. Peyton Carrillo at short. Sage Bacon at third. Lillian Bacon behind the plate. Down to second goes Van Zee. Just got a piece of the bat. Harper Haas went 2 for 2 yesterday in the loser's bracket final. Scored a couple of runs. Also had a stolen base. Great production, though, at the bottom of the lineup. And productive again here, getting on base once more.
Center fielder, number 00, Jenny Denton.
Just the second walk issued by Layla Ward. Back to the top of the order now, Journey Denton, 2 RBI double. Last time up, 1 for 2 today. After Epic National plated 1 run in the first, both teams scoring 2 in the second, 1-run ball game before a 5-run top of the third for Epic National. They're out in front 8-2 right now, out hitting the opponent 12-5. Grounded through the right side. Throw will come home. Buzz Gold is in business here. Trying to cut into that lead. And the first 3 on board here in the bottom of the 4th inning.
Right fielder, number 3, Kinley Ball.
Brings up Kinley Ball, 1 for 2 today. First pitch, knocks it through the middle. Everybody advances a base.
Shortstop, number 33, Lexi Rosilla.
Conference in the circle, and all of a sudden, Buzz Gold has figured something out at the plate. They were held to 4 hits by Layla Ward through the first 3 innings, but they've got 3 hits so far here in the 4th. All 4 batters have reached safely. They've got them loaded up with nobody out, trailing by 5, but a huge opportunity here to get right back in this ball game. Lexi Rosillo trying to keep it going. Ward dealing in a first pitch strike. Rosillo, little flare, and it's into left center. Second runner coming home and in to score. 2-run base hit for Rosillo as it was just out of the reach of Carrillo.
First baseman, number 10, Caroline Smitherman.
Buzz Gold has battled back. Here's Caroline Smitherman. 3 runs across so far here in the 4th, and it's a 3-run ball game, tying run at the plate. And still nobody out. First 5 batters reaching safely. Smitherman, the cleanup hitter, 1 for 2 this morning. Throw's going to come back to third, not in time, and able to take second is Rosillo. They were looking for that delayed double steal. Rosillo does her job. Liner right to third, and the tag made for the double play. Are you kidding me? Sage Bacon. Oh, she's had a gold glove at the hot corner all week long. And just another addition to be added to the highlight reel for Sage Bacon. Couldn't have drawn that one up any better. Just one fluid motion. Catch made, tag applied, double play. First pitch lifted up into left. And they'll be able to hold the runner. Claire Lowry with her first hit, aboard safely for the second time.
Courtesy, number 99, Hayes. The second baseman, number 31, Carly Cambiano.
Katie Hayes courtesy running once again for the catcher Lowry. Kylie Cambiano at the plate, 1 for 2. Everybody in this Buzz Gold lineup, all 9 of them have had at least one quality at bat so far. Nine hits for the ball game, 5 so far this inning. And even on the play that resulted in the first 2 outs, it was still a hard hit ball. Hit hard down the line, drifting into foul territory and just out of the reach of Freeman. Taken up high. It's a full count. Haven't seen too many full counts in this game. Hitters have been aggressive early in the count. Taken for ball 4. Second walk of the inning, 3rd for the ball game.
Third baseman, number 1, Matty Kingsley.
They are loaded up. Matty Kingsland. First pitch, drops one into center field. It's a 2-run ball game. Everyone in the lineup now has reached safely at least once. Ray Van Zee, who led off this inning, will be the batter, but will face a new pitcher. We'll give time for the new pitcher to warm up and formally introduce you in just a moment. Don't go anywhere. It's an 8-6 ball game, and the base is loaded up for Buzz Gold in this winner-take-all 16U USA Softball Gold Nationals Championship game.
Your attention. Now pitching for Epic National, number 14, Dakota Frizzle. The designated player, number 81, Ray Van Zee.
Ray Van Zee facing the new pitcher. Dakota Frizzell takes over in the circle for Layla Ward. Frizzell, the pitcher last night in the battle between these two. And it hits Van Zee. Nope. Home plate umpire is going to say, you stay right here. Said she turned into it. Head coach Trey Holdbrook trying to argue the case. Umpires are going to talk things over here and confirm what the count should be. Frizzell last night in the 6 innings pitched gave up just 5 hits, 2 runs, only 1 earned. Struck out 3, walked 2. Hard hit, just foul. RBI walk. That is quite the plate appearance by Van Zee after thinking that she had an RBI hit by pitch to start the at-bat. Ends up not having to take the bat off her shoulders to be productive. And we have got a 1-run ball game. Bases still loaded up with 2 outs, and Harper Haas will step in. Walked last time up, got hit by a pitch in the 2nd inning. Goes after the first pitch. Katie Hayes, the courtesy runner, coming in to score on that last play. 2nd run she scored of the game. Haas went 0 for 2 last night against this pitcher, Frizzell. Popped up. And nobody able to get there. Just out of the reach of the catcher, Lillian Bacon. Down and in at the feet, and it's a full count yet again. Payoff pitch. High ball 4. Back-to-back RBI walks, and we have got a tie ball game. 6 runs here in the 4th. And it looks like we'll see a change in the circle. Frizzell will swap places with KD Fields. Epic National will utilize their 3rd pitcher of the ball game as Fields will get a little time here to warm up and try to get her team out of the inning.
Center field, number 00, Journey Denton.
Journey Denton at the plate takes the first pitch upstairs. Strike just on the outer edge. Back-to-back-to-back RBI walks. And all of a sudden, Epic National struggling to find the strike zone.
Right fielder, number 3, Kinley Ball.
5th walk of the inning. Kinley Ball, who had an RBI hit earlier this frame. 2 for 3 so far. Had a good game last night in the win. 1 for 2 with a walk. Kadrian Fields in the circle. She's got a really good curveball. This yanked foul. Player out of Choctaw High School. Seven runs across this inning. And got her swinging. Got her to go after one upstairs. Fields retires the side, but not before 7 runs come across. This game changes in a hurry. Buzz Gold with the lead, 9-8 as we go to the 5th. 8, 9, 10 in the lineup to bat here in the 5th inning. Peyton Carrillo leads things off for Epic National 07. This team has had a good summer. They were really rolling at the Top Gun Maverick Edition tournament. Won their first 3 games of bracket play before weather canceled the remainder of that event. They were 1 out away from advancing to the winner's bracket final at the Sparkler as well. Playing for a national championship here on this Sunday morning. We'll see how this team responds. Leading 8-2 before giving up 7 runs in the bottom of the 4th. Offense has not been hard to come by, though, and they've got to have confidence in the way that they have swung the bat so far here today. Allie Schauer in the circle for Buzz Gold. Came on in relief back in the 3rd inning for the starter Brooklyn Farmer. Low for ball 4. Carrillo all fired up. Shouting at her dugout as well, trying to get the energy flowing. Second walk issued by Schauer. And the 3rd free pass. That was not something that Epic National benefited from last night against this tough left-handed pitcher. Only allowed 1 walk. The complete game win. Grace Parscale and Ray Van Zee making their way down to the bullpen for Buzz Gold. This is popped up into center. Denton under it and makes the catch. Kadrian Fields retired. That's a big-time first out in keeping the runner at first base. Brings up Maddie Doty.
Right fielder, number 24, Maddie Doty.
RBI bunt single last time up. 1 for 2 overall. Slow roller to short. They're going to go to second, and it's in time. They cut down the lead runner. Boy, that's a play that you've got to have no hesitation on. And Lexi Rosillo knew it, and there was no hesitation at all.
Third baseman, number 7, Sage Bacon.
Fielder's choice, 6-4. Back to the top of the lineup, Sage Bacon. Especially important because even if that's a play where you go to first to get the second out, well, then you've got a runner in scoring position and being able to run on anything with 2 outs. And the top of your order, Sage Bacon, one of the most pure hitters in this tournament. 2 hits already today, and she can do it in different fashions. Bunt single last time up. Gets a good bunt down here, and she's aboard again. So much skill. You'd be hard-pressed to find a more complete player in all aspects of the game than Sage Bacon. The speed, the athleticism, the ability to hit the ball hard, but then also lay down the bunt like she's done twice in this game already, and then the defense, forget about it. They moved her up to the top of the order for that very reason, and she's been on base all 4 times in this game. Anna Molaski also moved up in the lineup after getting on board twice last night against this Buzz Gold team. And lefty Allie Schauer, throw coming down to third, and it is in time. Kingsland, or Rocio rather. The shortstop covering and hung on to the ball to get the tag, and it ends the inning. Caught stealing 2-6, and Buzz Gold stays in front. 9-8, they lead it as we go to the bottom of the fifth.
Epic National earns no runs on 1 hit, no errors, 1 left on base.
Lexi Rocio to lead things off here in the bottom of the fifth. If you're just joining us, what a game this has been. Would expect nothing less in a winner-take-all game for the 16U Gold Nationals Championship game. Adrian Fields in the circle, third pitcher used. The starter, Layla Ward, pitched into last inning, the fourth. They went to Dakota Frizzell, and then Fields came on. A 7-run fourth inning for Buzz Gold to erase a 8-2 deficit, and came out of it when everything cleared with a lead of 9-8. Despite being out hit 13-10 in this game, both teams have committed one error. 6 hits last inning. And 5 walks. They had drawn just 1 walk through the first 3 innings, but drawing 5 last frame off of 3 different pitchers. And here's another walk to start things off. Rocio aboard for the second time. And a 2 RBI hit last inning.
Number 10, Caroline Smitherman.
Second walk issued by Fields. Brings up Caroline Smitherman. This Buzz Gold team has not seen Kadrian Fields in the circle in this tournament until her relief appearance last inning, as this ball is hit well and gets down all the way to the fence. Waved around as Rocio, and she is in to score. It's a 2-run lead, courtesy of a double from Caroline Smitherman.
The catcher, number 25, Claire Lowry.
Claire Lowry's been extremely productive 2 for 3 with an RBI yesterday in the losers bracket final. Mentioned earlier, she drove in the winning run against this Epic National team last night to force this if necessary game. And so far in this contest, she's 1 of 2 with a walk. And her courtesy runner, Katie Hayes, has scored 2 runs. Grounded to third. Bacon is on it, loads up and fires across. And it pops out of the glove of Frizzell. Katie Hayes will once again courtesy run.
The second baseman, number 31, Kylie Cambiano.
Brings up Kylie Cambiano. 1 of 2 with a walk. Kylie Cambiano, in the first meeting this summer between these two back in June, she had the walk-off hit. Put the run rule in effect. Ten to 8 lead. 8 unanswered runs scored by Buzz Gold. Bounces to third, coming home with it is Bacon, and they get the tag. Bacon to Bacon, no relation. Sage to Lillian. Fielder's choice, 5-2 to save a run as they get Smitherman at home. And the first out of the frame. Maddie Kingsland back through the middle. Everybody advances a bag, and they are loaded up again. How many times have we said that over the last inning and a half? Second hit of the game for Kingsland. Ray Van Zee, first pitch, grounded to short. They'll come home with it, and it's in time. Second time they save a run on a fielder's choice to the left side of the infield. This time 6-2 as Carrillo takes care of business. They retire Katie Hayes. First pitch, Harper Haas fouls it off. Grounded and off the glove of Frizzell and through. 2 runs into score. Here comes the throw to second, not in time. Harper Haas. Well, she had reached safely in each of her first 3 plate appearances. 2 walks and a hit by pitch, and this time A ball with just enough mustard on it to sneak through the right side off the glove of Frizzell. And we'll see a change. Sage Bacon is going to go from third to first base, and Layla Ward will come in and play at third. Back to the top of the order, and Journey Denton. Little flare into left center. Green light given, and it's a 2-out, 2 RBI hit. Journey Denton coming through again. That's her third hit of the game, and she's now got 5 RBI from the top of the lineup. Kinley Ball, 9th batter of the inning, fouls off the first pitch. After the first 3 batters of this inning reached base, it looked like Epic National might be able to get out of it. And this is just off the glove of Carrillo and drops in. Kinley Ball on base for the 3rd time. A little flare into center. Buzz Gold has batted around in back-to-back innings now. They have scored 13 runs over the last 2 frames after being held to just 2 in the first 3. 15 hits now, and it's a 6-run inning, and they lead it 15-8. Kinley Ball at first base. She represents the winning run. They could put the run rule in effect right here. Runner taken off. Here comes the throw, not in time. Stolen base for Kinley Ball. Rocio grounds it to short. That took a bad hop. Here comes the winning run. How about this offensive surge and the come from behind fashion? What a game. And Buzz Gold, your 16U USA Softball Gold Nationals champion. The inning started and ended with Lexi Rocio as Kinley Ball, a stolen base, and then comes in to score, and Buzz Gold wins it by a final tally of 16-8. Boy, who would have thought after 3.5 innings, trailing 8-2, if you'd have said that they're going to end up putting the run rule in effect, everybody would have thought you were crazy. But Buzz Gold believed, and they persevered. What a performance, and they win it 16-8. Congratulations to Buzz Gold, the team from Texas, their entire organization, their coaching staff, Trey Holdbrook, Matt Blackburn, Nick Cambiano, and Andrea Holdbrook, all the players and their fans Congratulations. You are the 16U USA Softball Gold Nationals title winner. And we say congratulations as well to Epic National 07, the team from right here in Oklahoma, led by Gary Frizzell, Nick Molaski, Lisa Frizzell, and Randy Fields. They put on a great show in this tournament, great play. And they had the bats going in this winner-take-all championship, but ultimately not enough. But a great tournament run. They are your tournament runner-up. We'll continue the live stream here and join in down on the field for the trophy presentations. And we say congratulations on a great tournament run to the Epic National team, their organization, and their fans as well. Fun team to watch. Your 16U Gold Nationals champion, Buzz Gold. They win it 16-8, your final. Glad we could bring you the coverage of this entire event, and it was set up to be an awesome championship Sunday, and it did not disappoint. Game with plenty of drama and excitement, and Buzz Gold wins it all. Thanks for being with us, and stay with us now as down on the field the trophy presentations will take place. For our entire crew and everybody here at USA Softball, Josh Haley saying so long from the softball capital of the world.